In a bustling town surrounded by majestic mountains, there lived an elderly man named Thomas. Thomas was known for his unwavering optimism and his radiant smile. He had lived through many challenges, from losing his parents at a young age to enduring the hardships of war and financial ruin. Yet no matter the circumstances, Thomas always found a way to stay cheerful. Thomas lived in a modest wooden cottage on the outskirts of the town. His home was simple but warm, filled with memories and the kindness of others. Every morning, he would sit on his creaky porch, sipping tea and watching the sunrise. Villagers often came to him for advice, inspired by his positive outlook on life. One morning, as the first light of dawn peeked over the mountains, Thomas decided to visit the old oak tree in the heart of the forest. This tree was special to him, as it had been a place of solace during his toughest times. As he walked through the dew-covered grass, he noticed a small, battered wooden box lying near the tree roots. Curious, Thomas picked it up and opened it. Inside was a collection of shimmering jewels, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. His eyes widened in surprise. He thought about how this newfound wealth could change his life. He imagined repairing his home, helping the less fortunate, and living comfortably in his later years. However, as Thomas walked back to town with the box, he began to notice changes. The jewels seemed to lose their brilliance. By the time he reached his cottage, they had turned into ordinary pebbles. A wave of disappointment washed over him, but Thomas quickly reminded himself of his life philosophy. Happiness is not in what you have, but in how you see life. He smiled and put the pebbles in a jar by his fireplace as a reminder of this lesson. Days turned into weeks, and word of his discovery spread. People came to see the miraculous pebbles and left feeling inspired by Thomas's wisdom. One stormy evening, a young man named Peter knocked on Thomas's door. Peter was in despair, having lost his job and his dreams of becoming an artist. Thomas welcomed him in and listened patiently. Then he showed Peter the jar of pebbles and shared the story behind them. Peter was deeply moved. Inspired by Thomas's words, he decided to paint again, using his struggles as inspiration. Over time, Peter became a successful artist, often crediting Thomas's lesson as his turning point. Thomas continued to live his simple yet fulfilling life, teaching others that true happiness is found within, not in material possessions. His jar of pebbles became a symbol of hope for the entire town, proving that sometimes what seems like a loss is actually a blessing in disguise.